In this segment, we're going to look at parasitic seed plants. What a parasitic seed plant is it is a plant that produces seeds, therefore it produces flowers, that is parasitic on another plant. And what it does is the seeds land on the other plant, it starts to grow the equivalent of a root system, but the root system, rather than going into the soil, goes into the other plant. And as it does that, it creates all sorts of havoc in there. When we deal with these, we can take a look at this particular one. This shows you a picture of a rather large flower that is part of a plant that is growing on the root system of that particular tree that's behind it. It's quite a large, impressive sort of parasite. Some of the terms we have to understand in here. Hostorium. And Hostorium is a specialized branch of a parasite formed inside a host cell to absorb nutrients. When we look at a Hostorium, we talked about them with fungi. And with the fungi, it basically got onto the inside. And as it got onto the inside, it created an exchange area where it was in contact with the membrane so you could absorb nutrients. With parasitic seed plants, the Hostorium actually goes into the wood of the plant or into the tissue of the plant. We get contact in there that actually allows for the absorption of nutrients. We have a biotroph. A biotroph is an organism that can live and multiply only on another living organism. The parasitic seed plants we do are basically biotrophic. They cannot survive unless they are on living tissue. We have Monoisius. Now, this is a term that we use when we talk about plants and the way the seeds are produced. Monoisius basically says one house, male and female flowers are on the same individual. You can compare that to dioecious, and with dioecious is male and female reproductive structures on separate individuals. So you actually have male individuals, you have female individuals. Some of these parasitic seed plants can be male, some are female. Sometimes we've got male and female on the same individual. Sometimes we've got perfect flowers, which means we have everything together. Another set of common terms that we have to deal with is a Hemi parasite. Hemi means somewhat. It's not a true parasite. It means that the plant itself contains chlorophyll when it's mature, which means the plant itself is photosynthetic. What the parasitic seed plant is getting from the host is actually water with dissolved minerals. It gets this out of the host via the Hostorium. So a Hemi parasite, you're looking at it having chlorophyll, but it only gets water and nutrients. The other type we have is what we call a holoparasite. Holo meaning whole. In this particular case, they lack chlorophyll, and since they lack chlorophyll and they're non-photosynthetic, it must totally rely on the contents of the xylem and the phloem of the host plant, which means not only is it getting moisture and it's getting nutrients, it's getting actual energy forms or, sugars and other things like that out of the plant that it is a host on. So these are materials or definitions that we have to be able to understand as we get started at looking at these parasitic seed plants.